Hello everybody, I am super excited to share a layout that I created. I haven't really been in the mood to create anything other than like doing the alcohol inks and resin, but for some reason this weekend I felt that I wanted to make a layout, and I pulled out the new Misty Rose collection from Prima. And all of the supplies will be listed down below. So if you are curious to know where to get it, you can check the description box below. And I absolutely love this collection. It's so beautiful. The colors are so pretty. And I took one of my favorite pages out of the 12 by 12 paper pack, and I put a coat of clear gesso on it just so that I can put sprays and different mediums on the paper and it wouldn't seep into the paper, so it kind of just sits on top. And then after that dried, I am now taking a Crafter's Workshop stencil. I can't remember the exact name. Trying to see if I have the packaging. I don't, but like I said, the supplies will be listed down below. And some of the Crafter's Workshop light and fluffy paste, which is my new favorite paste to use when using stencils. I used to be obsessed with the light paste from Prima, but this is, I say this every time that I've been using it, but it's a perfect mixture between like light paste and modeling paste. So it's kind of like an in-betweener, which is super perfect, and I just absolutely love it. And I just purchased a couple bigger jars of it. I didn't even know it came in bigger jars, and then somebody had mentioned that it did. So anyways, I'm super rambly today. I've had a lot of coffee today, so excuse that. But so I put the paste and the stencil kind of randomly, trying to keep in mind of where I want my photo to be, and then I kind of blend out the edges so that it, you know, blends out nicely and it doesn't have super harsh lines on every single pattern that I put on there. And now I decided to use the Altenew watercolors that I just got, and I absolutely love them, especially for something like this because they're super vibrant and the colors are just stunning. Every single color is so beautiful, and just the colors that they chose for the palette is just it's just so beautiful and perfect for any type of project. And if you haven't seen that video, I will have it linked in the upper right hand corner so that you could check it out. My first impressions, I don't go into detail on how to use it. Well, I mean, they're watercolors, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not a super detailed video. It's just kind of my first impressions and that sort of thing. So I will, you could go check that out if you want. And I can't recall the names of the colors, but very soon I do have some favorites. So very soon I will have the names of my favorites memorized. But as you can see here, I'm trying to keep in mind of where my photo is, and I'm trying to sort of mimic on the right side there, on the bottom kind of right side, you see that watercolorish look. And I want to kind of mimic that behind the photo because I really like that look, and I didn't want to place my photo, you know, towards the edge of the paper. I wanted it more in the middle for this one because I did at one point flip it, and then I was going to place it in the upper left-hand corner. So technically the paper would have been upside down, but for this type of pattern paper it didn't really matter. But then I decided that I wanted to add some color and kind of do a full like page with the photo in the center. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a Prima watercolor, or yeah, watercolor brush, or water brush, no, paintbrush. I don't know exactly what it's called. Anyways, it's a brush that Prima had come out with specifically for watercolors, and I really like it. It's nice and big, and it holds a lot of water and a lot of pigment, so that's nice. So I add a few different colors, And I'm adding just a little bit of like a dark gray that's in the palette just to give the texture that I added with the paste some more dimension and depth, so that behind the photo you could see, you know, all that texture that I added. So I'm just going to continue to add the color, and I do have a paper towel next to me so that I can kind of blot up a little bit of the color and sort of blend it out a little bit. I don't like harsh lines. If you follow me for a long time, you know that I like to kind of blot out things and blend it really nicely so that it all goes together really nice. So that is completely dry at this point, and I'm adding some clear Crackle paste. And I like this. I do like the white Crackle paste better, but for this I definitely wanted the color to still show through, but I just wanted a little bit more texture in the background, so that, I don't know, it just gives the layout a little bit more interest. You can't really see it in the photos or anything, but in person you can definitely see it. When using the Crackle paste, you can either use a paintbrush, palette knife, whatever you want to add the Crackle paste with. And I like to do variations between like thick and thinner, and I like to go vertical and horizontal. That way I get different crackles and different things like that. And adding it thicker will create bigger cracks, and thinner will create thinner cracks. So depending on the look that you want. So yeah, so after that dries completely and I stepped away, I think at this point I might have made lunch or dinner or something along those lines. And then I came back so that the Crackle paste can dry completely on its own so that I get really nice cracks. And I'm using a Prima stamp. This is some sort of scripty stamp. I'll have it listed down below, so if you're curious to know. It's really small script stamp, and some StazOn ink because I didn't want the ink to bleed or, you know, get all muddy with the watercolors. And at this point I had planned to add a little bit more colors so that I can give more depth to the Crackle paste that I had added. But I think I had forgot. When I step away from my projects, I tend to get distracted, and but yeah, so I'm back, and then after I do the stamping, I'm dry brushing on some white gesso just to tone down some of the color that I added, and just to kind of blend everything together and to highlight some of that texture to give it more depth and dimension. It's all about building layers, especially when you're doing a mixed media layout, kind of like this one. You just have to think about the different layers and how you're layering things up, and then how much it will give the project, what the project will look like in the end. I know some people I don't know if they're complaining or like just wondering or what, but they ask, why did you do that if you're just going to cover it up, or why, you know. And I know I've explained this in previous videos before, but every single layer you put on, whether you cover most of it up or whatever, it all adds to the end result, to the project or the layout, the card, whatever you're creating. And honestly, it really does make a difference in the end. So that's why I do basically the same process for each thing, because I know that I like it, and I love the end result. So now I'm going to be adding my photo, and then I add this frame here. This is a Prima memory hardware frame, and I kind of cover most of it up. It's super pretty, but I didn't want it to be the focal point. I wanted the focal point to be the actual photo. So I just wanted it to have, just to kind of be in the background to give the layout a little bit more texture. And on the left corner of the bottom left corner of the photo, I added some Prima flowers, some die cuts. I'm not sure exactly where the footage went. My camera must have died or shut off or something, and that's why it's not there. But and then the Lovely is actually a chipboard piece from Cocoa Vanilla Bohemian Dreams, I believe it's called. And I love their papers and everything in their chipboard. Titles are super big and gorgeous, and the font is just super pretty. So I added that to the lower corner of the photo, and then I'm just kind of adding in more flowers and popping some of them up with some foam, and then I do add some upholstery thread behind some of the flowers just to create more texture, and then I do have some of the ephemera that I kind of rough up the edges, and I did add some paper behind the photo. I forgot to mention that, and the papers are from the 4x6 journal note cards, and I kind of just tore one in half, and then just to give the photo, give the layout more interest, and I kind of roughed up the edges of the paper as well. So to tie everything together, I like to add gesso just to, again, kind of blend everything together and make everything look nicely together, I guess. And now I'm going to add some splatters, and this time I'm using some watered down gesso. I figured I had gesso on my paintbrush anyways, just kind of add a little bit of water, and I'm using just another tool to kind of tap it on there. And I like this because the gesso creates a little bit more dimensional splatters instead of when I use the distress spray. It is just flat, but this kind of clumps together a little bit and kind of creates some cool textures. And let's see, I am just adding a couple more flowers, and then I add some stickers, and then this chipboard piece came in the flowers, one of the flower packs, and that is going to complete this layout. Here is another look at the layout, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't sound super rambly. I know I apologize all the time and everybody says not to apologize, but I really do hope you guys enjoy this video. And I know it's been quite a while since I have done a layout, so yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this on social media. Send it to a friend, however you want to share it. And again, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.